All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Velocity Entertainment for another Monday Extraordinaire. I am your host, Kyle Leonard. Every single week, we pop out onto the interweb and load up a whole bunch of nice, fun news stories to kind of come here and gab about and nerd out about. And then we proceed to do that for like an hour and a half or so. Alongside me, he knows it's
Do
coming.
it.
Don't.
Do it.
Alongside me is the long hair, don't care. Shoot, I lost my place, man. Sorry. Thug Nasty, dropping them in the dirt, laying down the hurt. The all-knowing, almost Samoan, dishing out crosses, taking no losses.
Mm-hmm.
Best blue eyes in Sioux Falls, Tanner Else.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going?
Excellent.
Maui himself.
Maui himself.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And next to that man, he is the trash talker. Drops more bombs than Hurt Locker. He is the nerdiest, the flirtiest, and overall, most luxurious, Michael Otamende. How's it going, buddy?
It's going pretty well.
He's like when it's picture time or you announce that, he just always adjusts the tie.
Yeah, whenever you say most luxurious.
Luxurious,
that's
let
my
me just
thing.
adjust this quick.
Just like when you say speculation or rumor, I go like this. I don't know if you've noticed.
So how's it been going, guys? You guys have a good week so far?
Great.
So far, so good?
Good week, yeah.
Any exciting news? I mean, I know like I said, still out of work for the most part, so I've just been kind of vegging out, playing games, playing Genshin Impact.
I feel like on my days off, we have a competition to see who can take more naps.
Naps are my
Yeah.
favorite thing.
I think I won today, though.
I was gonna say I think you almost always win when it comes to the naps, yeah. Because I take like one at like 3 o'clock.
It's like I get up
And then
like,
I'm
okay,
good.
I'm awake. Nope, nap. And then later in the afternoon, nap.
Nap
Naps.
game strong.
Naps are good.
Nap game strong. So, like I say in the intro, we kind of got some news stories lined up. Not a huge week this week. It's just been kind of chill-esque. But it has been a pretty big couple of weeks for Spider-Man. So kind of last week we were kind of nerding out about how Jamie Foxx was coming back to reprise his role as Electro.
Mm-hmm.
As a different Electro, he had said he wasn't going to be the blue-skinned one already.
Still upset.
Yeah.
And that...
Yeah, blue is electricity. Come on.
Fair enough.
He looked so cool.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. I just didn't like the nerdy.
Okay, here's my thing. It's fine if you make him something else, but it has to be cooler than the blue electricity thing. If it's not cooler than that, you failed me, and I'm going to be very upset.
That's fair.
Like I said, I'm kind of hoping it's like like they did in the video game with the scars that kind of mimic his.
Oh, sure.
I said that last week though. So, with the Jamie Foxx announcement, that got people talking about like, hey, maybe there's a Spider-Verse movie coming. That would be awesome. Maybe the old Spider-Man could come back and we could have like a team up with the original three.
Mm-hmm.
And now we get news that Doctor Strange is going to have a big role in the third Spider-Man movie. Benedict Cumberbatch is set to have a big role in the third Spider-Man movie. Presumably taking on a mentor role. And in the comic books, Doctor Strange helps Peter Parker reconceal his identity again.
So he's just the new Iron Man. Every Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man movie coming out now isn't even Spider-Man. It's Iron Man plus.
It's Spider-Man mentor.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. So that's a problem that people have actually been like concerned with lately. Is that like the Spider-Man movies can't be carried alone by Tom Holland? Like I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but every single one he's had a mentor. You know, he's had Iron Man, and then he went to Mysterio.
Yeah.
Just looking for that father figure
I was just
mentor.
thinking, I was like, and Far From Home, I'm like, who was his mentor then? I was like, oh yeah, Mysterio, even though he ended up being the crappy dude.
And I like the crossover. Like, don't get me wrong.
Right.
I love crossover in the Marvel Universe. I still think Tom Holland's a huge star in his own, so I wouldn't insult him that way. But yeah.
See, I can agree. I can agree with that. Like I said, people think it hurts, but I think it's kind of cool. Like, you have all of these characters in an intertwined universe now. We might as well use them.
Yeah.
And technically, aren't they both from the same city?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Yeah, New York.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, like I was gonna say in the comic books, when in Civil War in the comic books, when Spider-Man, reveals his identity, Doctor Strange helps him reconceal it by kind of magicking, doing his magic thing to reconceal the identity of him. So,
is almost every like Marvel hero in New York, or where are they all spread out? Or where's the Avenger Tower?
Technically, Tony Stark lives in L.A. or Malibu.
No,
that's where his home is, right?
His home is in Miami or whatever.
Malibu.
Malibu.
But where's Stark Tower?
Yeah, so Stark Tower's in New York.
Okay.
So that's where the Avengers, even upstate New York, is the new facility where, like in the last one, Thanos attacks. That's still in upstate New York. Spider-Man is out of New York. Doctor Strange is kind of all over the world, but Bleecker Street is in New York.
Sure.
You obviously have Daredevil, who's in New York, Luke Cage, Iron Fist.
I feel like that's the main city.
The Punisher mostly does stuff in New York. I mean,
not everyone's from New York.
it's mostly like the worldwide stuff is a lot of the Avengers and Fantastic Four, but I mean they're all based out of New York as well. So it's like a lot of stuff.
Well, I think it's funny how DC makes up names of their own cities, like Metropolis and Gotham.
Yeah, based after like real cities.
Yeah, because Gotham was supposed to be like kind of like Chicago, and Metropolis is like New York. But DC makes up their own names, whereas Marvel's like, no, we're just going to use like real cities.
Right.
I thought that was interesting.
So that team that they played in Dark Knight Rises, wasn't it?
The Gotham.
Well, it was Gotham, but wasn't it versus Rapid City?
Oh, was it?
That's what I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you might be right. That'd be
Gotham versus Rapid City.
Huh,
the Rapid City Monuments or something like that.
They probably thought they were making up a new city, and it's like, no, it's an actual
this
city.
one exists.
Oh no, it exists.
Believe us, we know. It's here.
I lived there.
Yeah, I've been there quite a bit. So, moving on, away from the Spider-Man, more into the spooky realm. I swear, I'm not making this up. I'm not planning any of this because it seems like every single week or every other week I got a Resident Evil story to bring in here and nerd out about.
It's October. It's spooky.
It's spooky season.
Yeah.
Spooky season.
So, like I said, with the Netflix series focusing on the Wesker siblings, the animated series that was just announced, and now the cast for the rebooted movies has been released. The reboot will stick faithfully to the plot of the first two games, and it will star Robbie Amell as Chris Redfield. You'll know him from like Arrowverse shows as well as I forget the name of the movie, but you recognize him.
I'm not recognizing the name at all. That's why
you recognize him if you saw him.
I need to see a face.
Yeah, he pops up.
You'll hear my typing. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Don't apologize. You
we
got fool.
We got Hannah John Kamen as Jill Valentine. Robbie Amell will be playing Chris Redfield.
Wow, this is a good-looking dude, and I'm straight.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm all about him.
Yeah. Yep. You'll know Hannah John Kamen as Ghost from the second Ant-Man movie. She was the
Oh, sure.
She was the anti-hero in that movie. Kaya, what is that? Sherardio? I'm butchering that name.
Yeah.
She'll be playing Claire Redfield. I'm not familiar with this actress.
I'm not either.
Avon Jogia as Leon S. Kennedy. He's the hippie dude from the second Zombieland movie.
Oh.
Okay.
If you caught that movie. Tom Hopper is Albert Wesker, the main antagonist of the first game. Tom Hopper you'll know from Umbrella Academy. He plays Luther.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And then Neil McDonough as William Birkin, the main antagonist of the second game. You'll know him as every bad guy ever.
Now I gotta look him up real
I was
quick.
gonna say,
Man, the second
I
I could list off things that he's the bad guy in, and you would just
give me one.
Oh yes. Well,
just look at his face. Just look at his face.
Oh
yeah.
The Rundown.
The Rundown. Oh yeah, the Rundown.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the
He was the
Arrowverse
villain
as well.
I think he was the villain in the very first Hulk, like one of the older ones.
I don't want to say that I think of him as a villain all the time, but when I see him, his eyes creep me out.
He's a villain most of the time.
He's a very good villain.
His eyes are so pretty that they creep me out.
They steal your soul.
They really do.
Yeah, that microphone's got to be in. We got to get you a normal microphone stand.
You know what? I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Oh, I thought that was mine. Oh, it is.
It is yours. Well, that's 20 lashes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
With the microphone cord.
So anyway, the big concern with This movie, for me, I'm happy to hear that they're kind of taking it more traditionally and following the first and second games, but that's a lot of story to kind of cram into a 2-hour period, and I worry that a lot is going to get missed in small details, because like I've said in the podcast in past, there's a lot of backstory and setup that goes into the Resident Evil games before the games even start.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can only wait and watch, but it just kind of worries me.
I don't know a ton of these actors, but I do know some of them. Some of these are big names.
Yeah.
And then some of them I've never heard of before. But I think that's okay. It's good to have a mix. You don't have the paycheck to be getting, like, I don't know.
Yeah, you can't be rocking out like stinking
Yeah,
Dwayne Johnson for every
Dwayne
single role. He's the
Johnson.
highest paid actor in Hollywood.
He is.
Followed only by Ryan Reynolds, who is the
Yeah.
second highest paid actor in Hollywood.
And then I want to say Robert Downey Jr. was, like, up there.
He's got to be up there, yeah. You ain't getting him to play Wesker. So.
And then obviously Mr. Jack Sparrow himself was up there at one point.
Oh, yeah.
But he's
Johnny
been...
Depp.
But Johnny Depp's... I haven't seen him in much lately.
No, he's been kind of going through a rough patch with like Amber Heard and the divorce and all that
Yeah,
stuff
he went
that's
through
been
some
going
rough
on.
times.
I used to have the biggest crush on her, and now I'm just like,
Yeah, everyone hates... I think everyone
Everybody's
hates her.
just kind of done with her.
pretty much.
Well, she, like, ruined his
Nobody
life.
puts Johnny in a corner.
Yeah.
Nobody.
But yeah, she's not very well liked lately.
Yeah, that's the word around the street.
Real quick story here. Following in the footsteps of Mulan, Disney Pixar's newest release, Soul, will be skipping a theatrical release and going straight to video on demand via Disney Plus. The movie will hit streaming service on Christmas, December 25th. And for those places that do not have access to Disney Plus yet, it will have a theatrical release. That was that Pixar movie where Jamie Foxx voices the main character, I believe. It was Tina Fey, I think, maybe.
This is the one called Soul, you said?
Soul, yep.
No.
Where he kind of
SOL.
accidentally, just falls into a manhole, I believe, and dies and wasn't expecting it. But now, yeah, it actually looks pretty sweet.
Okay.
So
Very interesting.
it's going to be like Mulan in the fact that...
That it goes
it'll have
straight
both.
to streaming, yeah.
Okay, but also theatrical.
So it's not going to have a theatrical release in the U.S.
Oh.
Nope, none at all.
Okay. Okay.
Only in places that don't have Disney Plus.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
Because we're privileged.
We're so privileged that we don't even get the movie theater release.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Whether or not that'll be the same $30 that Mulan was, I don't really know. I mean, do you pay that much money for Soul? I mean, Mulan is kind of a
Bigger deal.
bigger deal. You kind of expected it more.
Mm-hmm.
More people wanted to see it, so.
And I haven't really heard much about Soul. I don't know.
I've not either. Yep, this is my first time.
I saw the one trailer. It looks pretty good. Like I got nothing bad to say about it. So,
Alright.
I'm a big fan of those
Yeah.
I don't know, like family feel good
Oh, I like them, yeah.
Pixar movies. You know what I'm saying?
Aw.
Like what was it? Coco. Love that movie, dude. Did you ever watch Coco?
Oh, Coco was good.
Coco's so good.
My fiance hates it for some reason.
Really?
She's like,
Oh, man.
she's like, it freaked me out the whole time. I was like scared. I'm like, what are you talking about? And plus, in this one, you said Jamie Foxx is in it, so it's like I'm a huge Jamie Foxx fan.
Big.
So.
I just didn't like when Tyson would watch that Coco movie all the time, and then I would have that Mia Moore song stuck in my head
Oh,
for
yeah.
days. I don't even know what half the words mean.
That's funny.
Hey, that's okay. So again, short week for kind of movie news, so we came up with another little list that we can kind of gab and jab about, you know what I'm saying? So
Poppin'.
this week we're going to do our favorite fights/battle scenes, whether they're big choreographed fight scenes or just huge like war battle scenes. Anything that's just kind of like felt special to you and then stuck with you is kind of what we're going to focus on here today. So I started last time. Let's give it up for Tanner. You can go first. How about?
So mine are in no specific order. I just started throwing them down while I
Hey,
was
that's
thinking about
fine.
them.
That's
All right.
fine, brother.
Same
All
with
right,
mine.
first one, fight scene, Gohan and Cell.
Oh, yeah, that time that,
I don't have any Dragon Ball Z.
that time that
Oh,
yeah,
Girl.
that time that Gohan was the midichlorian or whatever, the powerhouse of the cell.
Yeah.
We were just talking about.
Oh yeah, the mitochondria.
The mitochondria. Yep, that's the one.
Midichlorian.
Whatever, Star Wars midichlorians.
We were just talking about how the androids are like good guys now, and we were like blown away by it. Anyway, in the new
Android
Kyle was
18
talking
has a
about it.
daughter.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were talking about some Android stuff earlier.
I can't picture Krillin making it with Android 18. I just can't picture that. You know what I'm
Picture her
saying?
making it with him.
I can
Yeah.
picture her taking control. You know what I'm saying? But I can't picture it the other way
I don't know
around.
how that worked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now he's got the dad haircut and everything too. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
That's a good start. I like that.
Oh, my first one is D-Day, the beach of Normandy from Saving Private Ryan.
Oh,
Storming
sweet.
the
Yep.
beach of Normandy.
Omaha or whatever.
Yeah.
Omaha Beach.
It's an oldie but a goodie. Yeah, I think it was Was it Normandy? Well, there was Normandy and Omaha.
And Omaha Beach.
There were several beaches around. I don't. Oh, you might be right. It might have been Omaha instead of Normandy. Either way, D-Day.
I think Omaha was Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, you might. I think you're right. So
I think.
that's why I was just gonna say D-Day, just like. But anyway.
No, I like that one. I love Saving Private Ryan.
So good.
Don't get me wrong. My first one, I jumped on Tanner's anime ship.
Oh.
And I threw Kakashi Sensei versus Obito from Naruto in the very last fourth Great Ninja War arc when they have a one-on-one fight. It's like the greatest choreographed anime I've ever seen in my life. So I went straight nerd with it to begin with. I was like, oh, bring it on.
I needed more animes on here. Dang it.
Animes, untapped potential of fight scenes.
Yeah, true.
Was it? There's like one on Dragon Ball Z where it's like 6 episodes long and it's just one fight.
I'm pretty sure that's Majin Buu. I think no.
Well, that's what we're watching right now.
Oh.
I know. Yeah, we're rewatching Majin Buu now. I know I know. I read like the Frieza saga. The entire Frieza saga lasts longer than some animes have.
Yeah.
So it's like
Outstanding.
it's outstandingly long.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on me.
It's on you, buddy.
Yes, it
All right.
is.
Achilles versus Hector in Troy.
Oh, I knew you were gonna bring up Troy.
I knew that trash movie was going to make its way back into the podcast. It's so
Hey,
And you know why?
The action.
They put it on Netflix and I've watched it like 3 times in the past month. There's nothing good on here. Troy again.
I'll back Tanner up here. It's a terrible movie, but the action is good.
I agree.
It's an action point.
Look at that. You kind of like took a stand on both of us.
Yeah.
You're like, it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
But the fight
Get off the
scenes.
fence. Pick a side.
No, I don't. One of you's gonna kick my butt. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, so you want both of us? Perfect. This is why you
All right, what you got, Mike?
I got this is actually one of my favorite movies. Siege of Jerusalem from Kingdom of Heaven. I don't know if you guys have seen
Oh,
that.
man. Kingdom of Heaven. That's a
Orlando
good pull,
Bloom.
dude.
Orlando Bloom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought some people have forgotten about that movie, and it's so good.
Dude,
Plus, it's like
great
pretty.
pull.
It's pretty historically accurate. Like you learn a lot.
Right.
Oh,
What's that chick that he's with in that movie?
the bald one. Oh, what is her name? I think she was like.
She wasn't bald in the movie.
Oh, she was. I thought she was bald near the end, or maybe not. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Just remember-
It's been a while
Remember,
since
like,
I've
oh,
seen
these are some
Kingdom of
really
Heaven.
cool
But
action scenes and whatnot, but she is super hot.
She was.
That from the movie.
She was.
that was a good pull, dude. I
Nice.
like
Thank
that.
you.
I
Thank
like
you.
that movie.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Let's see what I got. Battle of Helm's Deep.
Oh,
Yep.
Yep, I had to get it out there. I thought for sure one of you guys was going to take it first. So
Oh, you'll see.
there can't be a list of great fight scenes without the Battle of Helm's Deep because it's one of the best in cinematic history.
Oh, it's so good. Well, I thought we were just gonna go back and forth naming Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings, like over and over.
and it very well could have ended up that way. But I have quite a few different ones actually that I tried to think outside the box here because
I was trying to do the same thing, but I didn't.
Because I mean,
I felt like
they're big fight scenes. So
All right, in the movie Alexander, the Battle of Hydaspes.
oh,
So
Alexander, that's a good
Alexander-
pull too, man.
Alexander's in India with his army.
Oh, I haven't
and
seen
it's-
that one.
It's the battle where they're like going against these Indian tribes and they're riding elephants and they just like destroy half the Greek
Oh
army.
man, oh man, oh man.
Yeah.
That is a great pull.
Yes.
Yeah,
And a lot of
I
people-
haven't seen that one, so I can't even comment on it. But I'm sure it's awesome. He's already gonna kill me later.
He's like the look on his face. He's
I
like,
told you to grow up. I'm not gonna do it again.
"Grow up, you coward."
grow up. Oh, is it on me now? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Some more
You got-
childish.
No, you guys will. Hey, you'll like this one, okay? I promise. Siege of Paris from Vikings. I thought that was good.
Oh, which one?
Oh yeah, they did siege
They
Paris
said
twice.
they siege
it
Paris like
twice.
twice. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna cheat and combine them. I don't care.
Hey,
They
no,
were both good.
I'm okay with that. Both of them. It's hard to choose between
Yeah.
one siege or the other.
Ragnar got hurt in the second one, I think, and
His
Well,
son,
'cause there's
his
the
son
one-
got like almost killed.
Right, and there's the one where Floki, because
Floki doesn't go to the second one.
he's in the first one because he has a panic attack or something.
In the middle of his own siege weapon,
Right.
he's like having a panic attack. As
Yeah,
he's
he like
burning
has a
down.
panic attack, and that's what causes like
Yeah.
whoever to get hurt.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good pull too.
Oh, thank you.
My third, Scott Pilgrim versus Gideon Graves. The final ex-boyfriend at the end of the movie.
This guy.
Hey, I'll always be a Scott Pilgrim fan, so fight me.
All right. Since we already said Lord of the Rings, it doesn't have a name for this battle, but it's the ending of Fellowship of the Ring when they're fighting all the Uruk-hai.
Oh, I got you with the arrows of Boromir.
Boromir, yep. When it's like Aragorn standing there and they all come up in the clearing and it's just him there.
Right.
And he's like, everybody run. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that battle where like what the Uruk-hai throws the dagger at,
And in real life,
he threw the dagger at him and he actually like knocked it out of the way.
Oh, I'm telling you. I was telling Twitch chat that we were going over the best fights of all time, and then I misspelled everything.
Perfect. Did you know that, by the way, that we were just talking about? In that scene, he actually threw the knife on accident.
Yeah, no, I did know that. So yeah,
every time I hear that, it still blows my mind.
That's awesome.
There's a few things like that you hear that happened like while they were filming it, and it's just like they kept it.
Yeah.
Like just impromptu stuff.
Right. And then other accidental stuff, like Bruce Lee's son died in that one movie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That
don't keep those stuff.
Yeah, don't keep
No, there's just kind of stuff that you don't.
Yeah.
And there's things like, because you would hear like stories from like the very first Avengers movie when Robert Downey was like snacking on something. That was because he actually like hid packs of like dried blueberries and stuff on set. And like crew workers would go around trying to find them, but they couldn't always find them all.
I did.
So like when they're talking or whatever in the lab and he's eating the blueberries, like that was actually Robert Downey Jr. just eating blueberries. He like offers one to Chris Evans.
Wow.
All improvisation, yeah.
Did not know that at all. That's great.
Yeah, they keep a good amount of that in.
Right.
Back to you now.
I think it's Mike. Right?
Well,
'cause you just did.
Okay, so this is actually gonna be interesting because you did number 2, you did number 1. I'm going Lord of the Rings number 3, Battle of for Gondor.
Mm-hmm.
So
oh man,
I like how we all had one fight from Lord of the Rings.
I tried to avoid as much of it as I could.
I did too, but I had to go.
No, but none of us overlapped though. If you think about it, we all had different fights.
Yeah, but I also, I had Helm's Deep on there.
Oh well,
right.
You have to. I did like the Battle for Gondor a lot though.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was
Minas Tirith.
Minas Tirith. Yeah.
True.
Yes, sir. That still counts as one.
That still only counts as one.
So for my next one, like I said, I got a list of like 10, 15 here just in case we like double up.
Yeah.
I have some extra ones, but my next one was Freddy versus Jason from Freddy versus Jason.
That's outside the box.
Oh, dude, it's like the score because they fight at first in like the warehouse or whatever with the leaky pipes or whatever, and then Jason loses because he gets covered in water.
Sure.
Reverts him, and that's his nightmare. But like when they grab Freddy and like pull him out of the dream or whatever, and then he like stands up and like Jason's behind him, and then that like drum and like guitar score comes in, and it's like, oh dude, it's about to get serious. That was amazing. Oh, I get chills like watching that part every time.
You know what? It is spooky season. We should probably watch that soon.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I love Freddy versus Jason.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually haven't seen it yet, but I plan to. Tanner's about to get.
I'll leave. I will leave.
Oh man.
I'm so sick of it.
You can't keep getting away with this.
I'm not gonna lie, I usually don't like horror movies except like maybe once a year I'm in the mood and I'm like, all right. But that's not really a horror.
We just need to do like on our like document page for all of us. We just need to keep a list just for him of movies he hasn't seen. Every year of the podcast, he's like, oh, I haven't seen that. We just add it to the list. Keep it going.
Well, I mean, yeah, true. It's not great.
All right, so mine will be the second one I've picked from the greatest movie ever made, Troy.
Oh god.
And it'll be the intro scene, and it's Achilles versus Boagrius when he dodges the spears and then he jumps up and puts it right in the dude's shoulder.
Oh man. I mean, I will.
Is there no one else?
I will go as far as to say that.
Don't say nice things now. No, we're past that.
No,
We're past.
Troy is trash. I'm
Troy's
gonna be.
trash.
It's not a good movie. Like if you're gonna stand here and tell me it's a good movie, we're gonna fight. But to say that they didn't have good choreographed fight scenes and moments that's a lie. Because I mean, even a broken clock is right twice a day. So, I mean,
Why are you looking at me? I insulted the movie, but I said it had great fight scenes.
I mean, me too.
That's one of my favorite scenes, by the way. Broken clock is right twice a day. All right, we're gonna all have to watch Troy sometime. And
Yeah, together.
And Kyle has to say 5 nice things
And
about it.
I'll make sure to
Kyle has to say 5 nice things about it.
I'll point out all the really good things about the movie for you guys during it.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, Mike, what you got?
All right. Well, this one's pretty basic. Battle of the Bastards from Game of Thrones. Had to put it on there.
Yeah,
It was going to happen eventually.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to not throw it on there because
Yeah.
it's on my list as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of the biggest build-ups to any,
Oh,
like, to one of the most hated characters ever, and two, one of the most liked characters ever, who, you know, had all this as character development that was flushed down the toilet at
Jon
the end.
Snow.
But yeah,
Flush down the toilet.
they just flushed away.
Are they going to do like a side series of him in the North?
Nope.
I don't know.
Nope, they're done.
Nope.
Outstanding.
It's done.
Like,
I'm
man,
glad Brand is king. Bran, I mean.
man, oh man. Who has a more interesting story than Bram the Broken? Can you not call me that? That's all I can think of.
Wheelchair that's made out of wood.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So my last, it's not my last one, but my fifth one is Indominus Rex versus the T-Rex and the Mosasaur and the Velociraptor at the end of Jurassic World.
There you go. That's a good one. That's a good
It's
one.
hard to top that, dude, because first of all, it's the same T-Rex from the very first one, Rexy.
I was actually watching Fallen Kingdom today for a little bit.
Yeah, dude, I like Fallen
We were
Kingdom.
at the piercing shop and they had like a TV going. He was like, "Oh, you can come back now," and I was like, "But wait, it's a good part. Don't go back yet."
So the thing is that the Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom are essentially pretty much just the first two Jurassic movies originally, like Jurassic Park and then Lost World Jurassic Park, kind of the same movies. Still liked them.
Cooler names.
Cooler names.
Fallen Kingdom.
Dominion, Jurassic World Dominion.
Yeah, I like
That's
it.
the third one. So
So excited.
That's a good one. And plus, it had so much CGI. It was like, had to take a long time for them to put that together. That fight scene.
yeah,
I mean, a lot of fight scenes have CGI. Like all the ones we went over had to, but
right. But to make that convincing,
yeah.
it was a little cheesy. I mean, the T-Rex is kind of losing for a moment there. And then you just like hear the raptor call from around. And like I said it in the theater when I was watching, I was like, if that raptor comes running around the corner in slow motion, I'm standing up and leaving. And it did. And I didn't leave.
And I didn't.
leave, and I'm glad I didn't because it turned out to be a pretty brutal, awesome fight. But I was like, if that thing comes running around the corner, how cheesy. Like, oh, man.
I got one more, but I don't think you guys are gonna know anything about it because it's from Kingdom.
Hey, man,
So,
we gotta watch that
A
show.
little bit
But
of backstory on like the fight before it happens is like these guys are best friends. They train at the same gym. They have the same coach, and they end up basically like, oh, we're the two best in the world. We have to fight each other. And it gets there, and one dude's roommate kills his opponent's girlfriend.
What?
And then they still, like, the fight's 2 weeks away when this dude's roommate kills this dude's girlfriend. And I'm like, super emotional going into this fight.
Oh, man.
And then they're like, again, they're best friends. And it's like, I hate you because your roommate just killed my girlfriend. And they still fight, and it's an epic 5-round war. And it's cinematographic, just beautiful. But, yeah, that's my last one.
That seems so.
Dude, there's so much that goes into that show that, like, when the fight happens, it's like, I don't want anybody to lose anymore. Just please don't hurt each other.
What did they do to his roommate? Did they at least, like, I don't know, drag him behind a truck?
No.
No.
But it was ridiculous.
this isn't Lovecraft Country.
Speaking of which, we had a new episode.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We got 2 more until the season ends.
Yep.
We have this one that we got to catch up on, and then one next week, and then that season ends.
Okay. Well, I do have a few honorable mentions, but if I don't know how much we have time for.
I mean, honorable mention was Fellowships, and somebody else took Helm's Deep.
we have a pretty short week, so I mean, we got time if we just want to keep talking about it. So
Sure.
Go ahead, man.
I'll just rattle one off. Obviously, a final fight scene gladiator between Russell Crowe and Jacqueline Phoenix.
Jacqueline Phoenix.
Basically, the Emperor and the Gladiator. For those of you who haven't seen it.
And if you haven't, grow up.
You cowards. So, one of my honorable mentions has to be Battle for Endor in Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Return of the Jedi.
Dude, so many good ones in Star Wars. I'm surprised none of us have said any yet.
Yeah, no, I had. Well, here's the thing. I didn't really separate them into honorable mentions. It's all just one list.
Yeah.
So it was like pretty much like if, somebody said Freddy versus Jason, I would have replaced that with Star Wars. But luckily, we've done pretty well.
Actually, I don't think we've repeated any besides like a little bit of Lord of the
A
Rings.
couple of Lord of the Rings, but yeah.
Yeah.
Those were gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to avoid.
Maybe Battle of the Bastards. Maybe.
No, I did have that on my list. Yep, but I don't think you did. I don't think Tanner did.
How dare you?
Well, I also only put down 6. So.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have one more, or are you done?
I was done until I thought of one. So what's
Oh
up?
man,
Go
think
for
of them
it.
away, dude.
So the kind of like in outer space jet, whatever you want to call it, battle scene from Ender's Game.
Dude.
Oh,
now
yeah,
that's a good
Destroy
pull.
The
That's a
entire
good-
race of insects. Basically.
Talk about CGI
man,
master.
oh, man.
Talk about CGI masterpiece.
Now
I'm
you're
a
just
little
reminding
upset
me
they
that like
skipped
I
into
wanted
that.
more Ender movies, and
Me
we
too,
never
that's what
got
I'm
them,
saying.
dude.
I know.
I want the backstory, and I want like Bean's backstory.
Right,
That's what I
dude.
want.
I actually
Dude,
started
Ender's
reading those
Game
books.
is so good.
The books were so good.
Had you ever read?
Yeah,
you read
I
them?
did,
Yeah,
I did.
Dude, the
still-
books are so good.
Yeah.
That's why I was kind of mad. I was like, man, they're jumping right into like the academy and like training,
Right.
and I'm like, I kind of wanted like the backstory of them like living on the streets and like fighting for food and stuff like that. Like that was the good book.
Movies rush stuff, and I mean, to be fair, it's a movie. They're gonna rush stuff, whereas a book you have way more pages. But like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just more real estate.
yeah,
Also, having Harrison Ford in a movie about space is kind of whatever.
It's kind of a
Had
given
enough
at
of
this
you.
point.
It's
You're gonna have a
just a
space franchise. Probably throw Harrison Ford in there somewhere.
even in the last Indiana Jones to come out, you're like, no space is gonna come up, and then have you seen the ending? Sorry, am I giving it away? Yeah, so it's just like an alien spaceship flies off, and I'm like, Harrison Ford. I thought we'd finally see a movie without spaceships and you in it. I guess my next honorable mention is I don't know if you guys have seen Master and Commander, but the beginning ship battle is so good. It's
That's with Russell Crowe, right?
oh yeah, Russell Crowe. Isn't it?
Far Side of the World or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Okay,
I believe so. It's been so long since I've seen it, but the beginning ship battle with the cannons and just like we didn't really have like a Caribbean one, so I was just like, but there's good ones in parts of the Caribbean too, like obviously.
Right.
On to you.
On to me. Ooh. All right. Avengers Assemble. Had to throw that on
Yeah.
there with all the portals. Ugh,
Yeah.
come on. How do you have? Oh,
She wanted more.
oh, dude, yeah. I feel like that was a direct dig at like the Netflix shows because everybody wanted all Daredevil and them to pop up too.
Oh,
So they're like, "What? You wanted more?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
kind of did.
I'm not sure what Daredevil would have
Can I
done
just
that.
point out, though, I'm a little bit offended that it's like all these superheroes, right? And like, whatever their companions. And then the only real army is the Wakandan army. Where was the United States at?
I think the
Why it's gotta be
I
all
think
Wakandans?
I think the Ravagers showed up from Guardians of the Galaxy
That
too.
counts too, but still.
Sure.
Really? On the whole planet
Yeah.
Earth? We only get the
There's
Wakandan army?
no military showed up from any except for Wakanda.
Exactly.
Just Wakanda. Well, that's because they're the biggest, baddest, toughest army. Come on now.
United States
I
Army was
agree.
literally just playing Call of Duty in their like barracks. I wonder what's happening today.
Right.
Yeah.
Wonder if they have goulash.
It's all that
at them.
vibranium, man. What are regular bullets gonna do? Nothing.
Yeah,
you need
well-
the vibranium spears.
I guess.
If Killmonger had kept on the throne, the whole world would have had those things.
So
They
Killmonger
were
was
gonna
the
like
real
attack.
good
He was
guy.
gonna like attack the rest of the world. They'd all have him in their gut.
But then he'd own the world, basically. He'd be like the one king of the world, and then they'd all have their own big army with vibranium weapons. Would have made that battle a lot easier.
Fair enough.
Is
fair
it too soon to? I know we already kind of talked about this, but who did we say that one podcast who was going to take over for Black Panther? Did anybody have any
It's
guesses?
Shuri.
I think Shuri
Oh, okay.
I think Shuri is the plan. He wants.
I want Michael B. Jordan to just be recycled.
We said that.
See,
right?
that's the thing. Like, and because that came up too, and I was like, I don't want that because he was already such a great villain and had such great drive
Yeah.
that I don't want him to just come back and be like, never mind,
I didn't die.
never mind, I'm alive.
I don't think about it. There's an easy route that they can do to do this, and I know me and you've talked about this before. There's a whole like comic where Black Panther goes to Harlem to take over and help out Daredevil while Daredevil's injured, and Shuri becomes the Black
Yeah.
Panther for a while.
Okay.
That seems like the route to take
That could-
at this point. I mean, you got to find a way to
Unless they
walk him out.
And
unless they
didn't-
kill him off with CGI, they've done that before.
Yeah, or give him some sort of respectful go away. So I was reading. I didn't put this in the news because it was just a quick tidbit, but I was reading that there's a possibility that they will do a CGI cameo of Chadwick Boseman, kind of like they did with Paul Walker in the Final Fast and the Furious movies.
They're gonna do it with Lee or sorry.
All right, rip in peace.
comic book Lee, Stanley.
Stanley.
They're gonna do it with him, they say so.
Yeah.
Well, they recorded a bunch of cameos of him.
Yeah,
Just so they could start throwing him in movies, basically.
yeah. I know that they have cameos stored up of him, but they also have CGI if they don't have enough cameos stored.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, just look what they did with Samuel L. Jackson. They made the dude, 20 years younger.
Yeah,
He looked like Samuel L. Jackson from The Negotiator.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that movie?
Shaft.
Shaft.
I mean the CGI is insane. We talked about this, but Star Wars, I couldn't. I thought the general was like more real than the real
Yeah,
people.
they straight brought him back from the dead.
It's another. I mean, it's kind of a crappy thing to think about, but you CGI him here and there, but at the same time, when he's got his full suit on and his mask, you just really have another actor play him.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So that's. I mean,
How many of those did he even like act out? Like when he was actually in the suit.
hey, he's a really good martial artist. I was watching
Oh,
some
yeah.
of the stuff he
Okay.
did, like to prepare for those roles. He does a lot of jiu-jitsu and kickboxing.
Well, that's like the
Yeah.
thing. That's like the thing with the Mandalorian is that Pedro Pascal is almost like never on set. I was reading.
Oh really?
'Cause the Mandalorian's not allowed to ever take off their helmet.
Yeah.
Like no living person. It's their code. This is the way. Nobody's ever allowed to see their face. So like constantly in the show, he takes it off once. Spoiler alert! At the end, in front of a robot.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason that he was able to convince himself to do it. And then that's the only time you see Pedro Pascal in the entire season of the first season.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I was reading that he's like on set and doesn't need to be on set almost ever.
Who is that now? Why is
The
it
Viper from Game of Thrones.
My favorite.
My favorite.
Yep, he's the main character.
Can we back to the last thing we talked about? The Mountain and the Viper. All right, now we're done.
No.
Honorable
Oh
mention.
yeah, honorable
Mountain
mention.
and
Yeah,
Viper,
yeah. Oh, that was gross.
Oh,
That was a good fight though,
It was
man.
so upsetting though because he was my favorite.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was great.
That'll
In a
teach
short
you.
amount of time, I got more attached to him than like anybody.
That was season 4. By that point, you should have known not to have favorites anymore.
Also, wouldn't that have ended like the whole conflict then and there if he killed? I mean,
no,
yes.
no, because it starts by him beating the mountain, and then it goes back to Tywin Lannister, the one who gave the command.
Who gave you the order?
Yeah, exactly. So he would have to kill him, and then he basically has to go to war with the Lannister family as well.
oh,
Pretty much.
because I thought after that, like, I don't know.
I mean, the mountain ended it, but
I think the
Yeah.
big conflict is obviously like the War of Five Kings and stuff in the north, and then you have the Dragon Queen in the east.
Yeah,
Those are all the big conflicts. But as far as the Dorne storyline goes, it was all of whatever it was, the Mountain, Tywin Lannister,
yeah.
yeah, pretty much. Elia.
Elia Martell.
I guess I have obviously the one you talked about, but I also have every battle Game of Thrones Ultra. Fight. Oh, this is my last one. Fight at the end of Warrior, the MMA movie.
Aww.
That's a good one.
Oh man,
Sad.
that movie is sad.
Man, when he had his shoulder dislocated and the guy's like kick him in the head on that side, I'm just like, no,
Why?
don't do that. He can't even lift his arm up. Oh, that was sad.
Oh man.
Also, I was gonna be pissed if any of you said Karate Kid. I was gonna be like, no, that is not a good acted out fight.
No, it's really not.
But the movie's great. The movie's great.
Yeah,
I like
the Karate Kid. I haven't watched the new.
It's just when you watch like an MMA movie, then you go back and watch Karate Kid, you're like, this isn't fighting. What am I watching?
What are they doing? Why is he doing that? He shouldn't be doing that.
Wait, they break them up after they land one hit? Like, what?
That is why some of these guys though are super good. Like the Israel Adesanya's,
Yeah.
like the guys that just jump in and throw one thing and get back out. Michael Venom Page.
Yeah.
They all competed in that style of what is it, like Iska?
Yeah.
Karate,
Oh yeah.
Right.
Not Tom. What Thompson? Wonder Boy Thompson.
Wonderboy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's also the same way.
Take a sippy sip of my water.
rings. Is this a problem?
No, I have Adam here, like I said. You gonna be okay?
Drop my phone on my nuts.
A new Karate Kid is great.
So my last 2 honorable mentions are just Majin Vegeta versus Goku. And
oh,
then,
that was a good
yeah,
one,
yeah,
too.
yeah.
and then they're both anime, and then I got All Might and All for One. And My Hero Academia when they're fighting.
Hey.
When he's like the United States of Smash, dude. Oh, you
Oh.
can't beat that, dude. Woo!
The only anime I had in honorable mentions was Attack on Titan, but yours were better. I think yours were better.
Attack on Titan was a good one, though.
Yeah, yours were really good though.
Like, they actually do, like, some, like, jujitsu moves in Attack on Titan sometimes. I'm like watching it and I'm like, oh.
I think I was watching with my fiance, and I was just like, I guess I should just say Anna, but I was just like, this is like legit Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Like they're actually doing
He had a guillotine, then he went for the Kimura.
Right.
Then what else did he go for?
He does like an arm bar. He goes for the arm bar at one point.
But they're in their giant Titan form, so they're giants, but they're doing jiu-jitsu on each other.
Yeah, it's dope, dude. I'm like, wow. Okay.
I'm like, an anime was the last place I expected to see actual anime.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, maybe like a Skyward Punch.
Yeah.
Or something like Super Mega Ultra Sun Punch or something.
Or from the Karate Kid, that's like Swan Kick.
That's super realistic.
Crane kick, my bad.
It's a crane kick.
Got my
which, by the way, in a karate point fighting tournament, that was actually an illegal move, so...
The twist ending, they disqualify him. He's a loser for the rest of his life.
In real life, that's what it should have been. So that was an illegal move.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah. Side note, I heard Cobra Kai sounds amazing. I need to start watching it, by the way.
I've heard good things. I haven't started watching it myself yet. So
since we were talking about Karate Kid.
Well, maybe we should watch it and then come back and tell the nice people here if we like it or not. Speaking of TV, I'm going to roll right into the segue here for the television stories. Although the first Game of Thrones prequel that was announced starring Naomi Watts was canceled, scattered to the wind. The other announced prequel is moving full steam ahead, even casting their first character, King Viserys Targaryen, in Paddy Considine, I think. Probably butchering it. Sorry. Who you might recognize from Hot Fuzz. He has been casted for the role. This prequel will take place 300 years before the events of Game of Thrones and will draw heavily from George R.R. Martin's book, Fire and Blood. Basically about...
You said Hot Fuzz, and I'm like, who's this guy now? From Hot Fuzz?
I'd have to look at...
Because I'm trying to think of any blonde-haired, good-looking guys from Hot Fuzz, and all I can think of is the chubby security dude. The other cop guy. I'm like, better not be either of them.
Oh, he's a... Well, I don't know.
A rather unknown, for the most
Okay.
part. I think he was in Journeyman as well.
Oh, that's the guy who actually played Eris in like the flashbacks of the Mad King.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's him. Yep, I can recognize him. Yeah.
Hey, Paddy.
Well, he's not playing Eris in the new one, though. He's playing... This is 300 years before Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
So he's playing King Viserys Targaryen from way back in the day.
It looks like the dude from the flashback when he would go and burn them all.
Once you put a blonde wig on anybody, I'm assuming they probably all kind of look like a Targaryen.
Yeah, yeah.
I need a blonde wig. Like a Targaryen.
I don't know if you would... Okay. Okay, I stand corrected. Maybe not everybody in a blonde wig would look like a Targaryen. But that should be fun.
Yeah.
Something that you it's kind of new, but it's also like where it's all heading. So it's like you don't have to worry quite so much about like who's going to get the Iron Throne, because in the end, like
I'm wondering to myself,
Targaryens get exterminated.
300 years ago, did we get to see Balerion the Dread?
Wait, which one's that now?
It's like the biggest one.
No, because that's the one that Aegon used to conquer Westeros. That's way before this, even.
So this goes back before they took over.
No, this is after they took over Westeros. This is right in between the really, really cool stuff and the stuff we've already seen.
Why don't...
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, wait, what? Why don't they
I feel like
just...
they just need to take all the interesting stuff that this used to happen, this used to happen. There used to be these dragons that used to fly around and they were as big as mountains, and now we're getting in between that?
I believe so.
No, I'm not.
I could be wrong.
They don't have the budget for the mountain dragons, come on.
I want Balerion the Dread.
I do. Balerion the Dread would be dope. I agree. But I don't think that that's this show. To say that there's no dragons in it, though, I don't think that's the case.
There has to be.
I think there's dragons.
Well, I
in it.
mean,
Nobody's gonna watch
fire in the title.
Nobody's
Yeah.
nobody's gonna watch a Targaryen show if there's not at least one dragon.
Right.
So.
It doesn't make any sense.
Shows that are in their sophomore year. The Boys season 2 has concluded. Their modern take on corrupt superheroes found a lot of success in its first season, and the second season has been no different. It's handled themes like bigotry and Nazism really well. Which leads me to my next fact that Tanner and Michael haven't watched it yet, and grow up, you cowards.
Yeah.
Hey, I watched the first episode.
Baby
Like the
steps.
season has ended, and you guys haven't watched it. So
I will get on it. I got a long list. Okay.
cowards.
Cowards.
Every other movie Alexander is at the top of that list.
Oh.
Child.
Is it about Alexander the Great? I'm guessing. Oh, it
And
is.
Colin Farrell plays him.
Yeah, Alexander. It's a really good movie.
Because he's one of my favorite
Jared
historical.
Leto plays his like. Lover. Dude, it's a great movie.
He's one of my favorite historical figures.
probably 3.5 hours long, but it's a really good. It's really good.
So, I'm still gonna watch it. Yeah, I will.
Yeah, no, it's a great movie.
Better than Troy, apparently.
There's not a lot that's worse.
Right. I'm trying to think of a really bad movie to like be like, God, it's better.
I haven't watched Hubie Halloween yet, so.
I heard terrible things and great things.
So here's the
Really
thing.
Don't know where to end up on this.
So here's the thing. What I've heard from it is that Adam Sandler has been making bad movies, occasionally hit and miss, but he's been trying to make a funny movie. This movie he made deliberately to be bad because of the Oscar snub. He didn't get nominated for an Oscar for Uncut Gems.
Oh, there you go.
So he's like, I'm going to make the worst movie in the world. And that's what this is, apparently.
Really?
So that's why I want to watch it. This is a movie that's intentionally meant to be bad.
Sounds like something to put on during a board game night.
Done.
Done.
Let's do it.
It sounds like it sounds like a Sharknado because that was kind of made to be bad, or like
Kinda, yeah.
Till it got 14 sequels with a bigger budget
everybody-
each time.
Every year, everybody tuned in to watch the new Sharknado. It was ridiculous.
Have you heard of The Room?
Yes.
It's supposedly one of the worst movies of all time.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Well, don't see it unless you just want to laugh your head. And then me and Anna also watched Velocipaster, which is a velociraptor.
Dude, I've heard of that movie.
It's a velociraptor that turns into a pastor that turns into a velociraptor.
I've heard of that movie, dude. I've heard of it, and I
he
wanted
fights-
to watch it.
He fights ninjas.
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Dude, I've heard of that movie, and I've wanted to watch that movie ever since I heard of it.
Me and Anna laughed way too hard watching it the whole time.
You got it. I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Oh man, oh man.
We should have done a list of like the worst movies of all time, but never mind.
Coming next week.
Coming up next week, preview. All right. Although it's not over yet, we kind of talked about this. Lovecraft Country will see the end of its premiere season next week. Just wanted to throw out another recommendation for those who haven't given it a shot yet.
Such a good show.
The show deals with some pretty heavy racial topics, as well as remaining fresh and imaginative and kind of throwing you for loops. And last week's even kind of scared the poop out of me. So not last week's, but the week before with there's two characters in it that just kind of scare the bejesus out of you.
Don't bring it up.
I don't know. I'll avoid any spoilers of any sort of that,
I
but
will say this: it was bad enough to where me and Kyle both were scared. It was middle of the day, sun was up, and we were both like, "We should probably shut this off. This is terrifying."
I don't get scared.
Oh, that day, I've never seen like a.
I've
Dude,
never
I
been scared
can't- I don't
enough.
know if
I was definitely uncomfortable and a little scared. It was
There's more ones where he's like, "I don't know if I can keep doing this."
You needed your like comfort blankie and I don't know whatever else.
We held hands.
all right, boys. This might be the shortest week for video games I've ever had.
Yeah, right.
So, bringing it on right away. Not confirmed, but always suspected. Bugsnax will be a PlayStation 5 launch title on November 12th. It's confirmed now.
Oh,
So,
confirmed. No fingers.
no fingers needed.
Oh, dang it.
The charming-looking adventure game will join the growing list of PlayStation launch titles. I just wanted to throw that in there in case you were like, well, I want to get a PlayStation 5, but Bugsnax isn't releasing at the same time, so I'm just going to go with an Xbox. Well, guess what? Now you don't got to wait.
No, you don't know what.
There you go.
And speaking of PlayStation, Sony has commented on how backwards compatibility will work. Moving into the next generation of consoles, Sony has previously claimed that 99% of their 4,000 game library will be compatible with the PlayStation. And they've also released a list of 10 games that will not. They will be PlayStation 4 only games. None of them are heavy hitters.
Oh,
You could look it up. I didn't put it on here because they're not even that big.
Sure.
I think there's a Hitman game in there, but not even
Oh, I
a
love
main.
Hitman,
It's
though.
not a mainline hit.
Okay.
Yeah, we said they weren't good. Let it go.
Let it go.
No. PlayStation 4 games will be playable on the PlayStation 5 directly from an external USB drive. That includes existing PlayStation 4 formatted USB drives. You'll be able to plug them straight into your PlayStation 5 and play any PlayStation 4 game sitting on them. Just like with the USB drive of Xbox One games on the Xbox Series S or X. In addition, you can move digital games, game data, and save files from a PlayStation 4 to a PlayStation 5 via an LAN cable or Wi-Fi. And PlayStation Plus subscribers will be able to sync PlayStation 4 saves via the Surface's cloud storage. So this is pretty convenient, in my opinion.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's a nice, easy way to get old games onto the new system, I think.
And that's backwards compatibility you have to do, otherwise people are going to freak out. I don't know.
Well, just look at PlayStation 4 wasn't backwards compatible.
People freaked out. Yeah.
So much so that even like the second, because Xboxes weren't immediately backwards compatible either, but like soon after they were like,
made that USB.
We got to switch this over because people are freaking out at Sony, and it worked because they were real mad.
Well, yeah, because then you feel like you just wasted a ton of money on the previous console if another one comes out so fast. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, it makes sense. You spend...
Or the previous games, I mean.
You spend hundreds of dollars on video games.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to play them with, assumingly, the next best thing?
Yeah, precisely, yeah.
Like, for the time being. Makes sense to me.
What are we going to do when they just join forces?
Play everything.
Us PC gamers are out of luck.
XPS 12.
XPS 12.
And everything, you can play everything ever on there. It's got a cartridge slot for 64 games. You put discs in it. Everything.
Where's Nintendo? I like some Nintendo games. Where do they fit in?
I don't know.
I don't know. You just need to grow up.
You coward. Grow up, you coward.
Poor Mario.
Fair enough. Moving on. I threw this in here, but this is kind of still Mike's area here. So you might have to go into the story a little bit more because I kind of had the cliff notes of it, but after one of the most elaborate social media teases Riot has ever pulled off, the developer has finally revealed that Seraphine is coming to League of Legends as an in-game champion. She will definitely be a mage champion and looks like her abilities will fit well in support where she can make plays for herself but also help make allies stronger.
Yeah, I thought it was funny that Riot put so much work into... Because a new champion comes out like every month or two.
Right.
And they put a lot of work into this one. They made like social media accounts for her. Like she has her own Twitter account with a ton of followers. And I'm like...
And from what I understood, fans kind of assumed because of the artwork that maybe she was a new champion.
Yeah.
But it was, never confirmed.
Yeah, it was never confirmed until now. This champ's been around for a while, but like I said earlier, whenever League of Legends comes out with a new champ, it's always broken. It just runs over everyone, and then they have to nerf it, and it's just...
Everybody likes her at first.
Yeah, everyone's like, she's awesome, and then they start getting
run over. Of course she's awesome.
And then they start getting run over by her, and they're like, oh... Yeah, so I'm generally not as excited when new champs come out. I'm more like getting some lube or something like that.
Just getting ready.
I'm getting ready.
Not make me laugh when I'm drinking my hot dog water.
Hot dog water? Same like I call out the color of his water. Right. No, just, on the podcast.
Right.
Hot dog water. My hand's just in the camera. All right, boys. Like I said, that was 3 quick video game stories, and now we're on to the good stuff. I mean, I like video games. This is good stuff too, but right into sports.
Speak to me.
We had a very interesting night on Saturday for the UFC with some of the most flashy knockouts we've seen in a long, long time. And it wouldn't be right to go into this sports section of the podcast and not talk about Joaquin Buckley's vicious knockout kick.
So I feel like, and here's how I feel about this. That was super cool, obviously. Every time somebody has grabbed my foot as I've tried to kick them, I always think, like, man, I'm just going to jump up and kick you with this other foot.
And he did that.
But I've never been able to successfully do it before. And his was even more like a back donkey kick.
Right.
Yeah. So I've never seen that before.
Oh, it was vicious, dude. And it, like, straight up.
Yeah. Oh, he was out.
Back.
He was out on his feet.
So, Because I know Bruce always kind of was like, if you kick somebody and they catch your leg, you can either like pull guard or you could do like a De La Riva move. He always thought jiu-jitsu minded. But in my mind, I always thought too, like, why don't I just punch him right now or like kick him?
Well, and then who was it? There was a champion. He threw a kick. His leg got caught, and he was standing there, and he jabbed the dude. Like this left leg was caught and being held up in the air, and he hit the Benson Henderson.
Oh yeah.
While his leg is up in the air, he just cracked this dude like 3 times with his left hand, and then hit him with the right, and the dude let go of his foot. And I was like, well, that's one way to do it.
That's one way to. That is one way to do it for sure.
Takes some serious balance and flexibility, though.
Yeah.
He was hopping on one foot, leg up to his nipples, and just throwing bombs.
Well, I think if that's all you can do there, unless you're like Bruce and you're just jiu-jitsu master, you can pull guard and just win from there if they catch your leg.
I guess.
What Chael Sonnen did when Anderson Silva caught his foot is he turned away from him and front flipped away and took his foot with him when he front flipped away.
Yeah, that
works
that's
too.
like the De La Riva thing I was talking about. It's not really a De La Riva. That's the wrong word for it. But it's like it's more of like a wrestling move. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Chael would know it.
So
the bad guy.
I'm gonna attempt it here. Do you know how to say this name?
I don't know.
His opponent? No. Impa Kazagane.
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
That sounds good enough. That was his opponent who was knocked out. Midway through the second round, he caught his foot for a body kick and then spinning back kick in midair knocked him out, like sent him to the grave, dude.
Mm-hmm. He went to the Shadow Realm.
He went to the Shadow Realm.
He went to the Shadow
They had to
Realm.
go get the Dragon Balls to get him back out of there.
Oh no, we're hunting the Dragon Balls. Oh man, that was nasty. Likewise, though, the main event of the night, Corey Sandhagen finished his opponent, Marlon Moraes,
Which is crazy.
craziness, with a beautiful spinning back kick as well. Funny enough, this was a huge win for Sandhagen.
Just looking at Marlon up there. Sorry, boss.
Sorry, brother.
Sorry, Cejudo destroyed
What did he finish him with again?
What's that?
What did he finish?
Spinning back kick to the head.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
It was a beautiful kick.
I feel like, because I was looking at some highlights, I feel like that other kick overshadowed
Oh, yeah.
the main event.
It did.
Right.
It
didn't
did.
see it.
Oh, it was better.
Okay.
It was
But
flashier.
This one would have been the best knockout if it weren't for that one.
Right.
Fair enough.
Exactly. This was a huge win for Sandhagen because, as you know, Moraes was rated number 1 in the bantamweight division. Sandhagen has since said that they had been practicing that particular kick for over and over in practice.
And for the longest time, too, I thought Sandhagen was primarily a grappler. And
right.
Yeah.
you don't really often see 360 wheel kicks from guys that want to get you
Yeah,
to the ground.
right.
So,
And
impressive win for
his
him.
loss to Aljamain Sterling really hit him hard. And I think that this puts him back in, like...
Marlon Moraes probably would have been the champ for the last 3-4 years if it wasn't for Triple C.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, for
He
sure.
probably would have sat at the top for a while.
He would have, yeah.
Till, Jose came down.
But-
But actually, he beat Jose, too, didn't he?
He beat him.
Yeah.
But then everyone collectively agreed that Jose won the fight, and that's when Jose got the title fight versus Peter Yan.
Yeah. Okay.
And now I think
Saw it that
Aljamain
way.
Sterling is next for Peter Yan, and then
So-
probably Corey Sandhagen.
Sterling just recently got knocked out, didn't he?
Yep. So that's
Oh yes, that's right.
But they're still saying that's Dana White's still saying that that's probably next on the agenda.
Just because
Sterling,
Corey Sandhagen got beat by Aljamain Sterling, so they have a triangle.
Yeah.
They have a weird triangle of like everyone beat everyone.
So now it comes down. So now it comes down to Sandhagen believes that Sterling gets the shot next, obviously, and then he wants the winner of that fight.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it sucks when everyone's beat everyone. I mean, it's cool. No, it doesn't suck. It's actually cool.
It'd be nice to have a competitive division where the belt bounces around for a little bit. But
Yeah.
it's also really cool to see a champ just clear out a whole division.
That's also cool. Yeah.
Unless it's Henry Cejudo.
Well, I mean, Demetrius Johnson did it, Cejudo did it, John Jones did it, Anderson Silva did it. Kane got halfway to doing it.
Stipe's trying, but he's gonna have to go against Ngannou again.
And he's got some nasty opponents coming up to do that.
Curtis Blades is going to be the worst one for him.
Oh, true. Yeah.
I agree.
Curtis Blades is a scary matchup for just about everybody in that division. Unless they are.
He's next after Francis for sure.
Yeah. But, then again, France knocked him out.
Yeah. Twice. But that's okay. So that boggles my mind. Francis, his number one weakness is wrestlers. I think Curtis Blades is the best wrestler in that division besides Dan Cormier, who's gone. So
Yeah. Well, and you got to think about this too. When and if, well, it's not if anymore. I guess he already announced it. But when John Jones goes to heavyweight, he'll probably be the best wrestler in that.
probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fair bet.
I think as far as MMA wrestling goes, he completely stuffed DC DC when it came.
Yeah,
to
and
wrestling.
DC was possibly the best wrestler in the UFC that I knew of.
Olympian.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
I mean, John Jones is a Division II college wrestler, and Daniel Cormier's an Olympian. And
An
he
Olympian
stuffed
wrestler, yeah.
everything.
He stuffed him, yeah.
So I don't see Curtis Blaze being able to do anything to John Jones.
No.
What's with amazing Olympian wrestlers not using their wrestling? Yoel Romero, Henry Cejudo. Daniel Cormier was getting mostly like knockouts at the end of his career. Like,
In the beginning of his career, when he was a Strike Force, though, he
Yeah.
was known for doing that high crotch single where he would just dump people on their head.
that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
But I guess besides DC, because he does use his wrestling. A lot of the amazing wrestlers you see aren't even using it. Or Justin Gaethje, he's not using his wrestling at all,
No, he really doesn't.
and he's an amazing wrestler.
I mean, yeah, he uses his wrestling defense all of the time.
Yeah.
Because he's
Which
got
he-
amazing wrestling defense.
He's going to need to against
And he's
Khabib.
going to need it. Man, he's going to need it. He's
Yeah,
never
the-
been taken
the-
down, though.
the
So, I
next-
mean, it's like...
Probably
Yeah.
one of the next best wrestlers that Khabib fought was Ali Quinta, and that was a good fight. That was a lot closer to
That
the
was
fight
good.
than people gave him credit for, because
Right.
Ali Quinta did really well against
Yeah.
Khabib.
Oh yeah.
And I think Justin Gaethje could do that same thing. Justin Gaethje's not going to try to take him down like Ali Quinta did, but Gaethje should be able to stuff a lot of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, while we're on the UFC subject, maybe we make some predictions and then we'll come back to some other sports, huh? So, this weekend for the UFC, we got Bellator and UFC coming up here. We're going to make some predictions for both, but let's start off with UFC. This Saturday we'll see Brian Ortega take on the Korean Zombie. Ooh.
Hype. They have beef.
T-City.
They have beef.
Ooh.
Go T-City.
Oh man. So, 5 fights on this card, on this main card. I didn't go undercard.
No.
Because you get kind of cards like this and
Yeah.
A lot of newcomers lately, man.
a lot of
UFC's
newcomers.
changing.
A lot of newcomers.
Everybody
a lot
that
of
we
people
love
you
is
don't
leaving.
recognize.
All these new people are coming in.
Single tier.
So, to begin the card, we have Thomas Almeida.
Almeida.
You got me. Versus Jonathan Martinez.
Gotcha. I'm going to go Almeida.
Yeah.
Almeida.
I already got his name wrong, so I'm not going to go.
Great jiu-jitsu family, the Almeidas. The one that you'll remember is Ricardo Almeida.
Oh, sure.
And the reason you'll remember him is that vicious power bomb that Rampage did to him that knocked him unconscious in Pride. But great jiu-jitsu family, the Almeida family.
We got a Southpaw versus Southpaw here. That's interesting.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go with Almeida as well. His record's more impressive. Everything about him seems more impressive here on the stats.
Underdog, baby. I'm going underdog.
You're going on.
Might be a mistake.
For some reason, it doesn't even have Martinez as the underdog. It says they're even. But the
Really?
the records are world apart, so I don't understand. This Martinez guy must have done something impressive recently.
Some could be on a big streak right now. Could have beat some.
Yeah.
Stepped up on short notice, beat somebody
Sure.
higher than him.
Yeah.
I do know that the jiu-jitsu coach of Chris Weidman is Ricardo Almeida. They do that stuff all up in the New York area there.
Oh, I got you. Next up, here we go with these hard names all the time. Jimmy Crute and Modstas Buakas.
Yeah, I'm not going to try that one.
Bukakas.
Well, I ain't picking Bukaki.
Like I
so
said,
let's go with Jimmy on this.
Well, I actually have been sort of following Jimmy Crute throughout his UFC career. He's had
So we got a TKM for that one.
TKM.
Yeah. I love Jimmy Crute. So I don't know anything about this other guy. Mustache.
I was gonna say there's a few tough names
Yeah.
for me on this particular card.
Also, well, before we go any further, if you have a name like Nurmagomedov or something, get a really good nickname. That's all I want to call you from now on. I'm not
Pretty
saying your
much.
name over and over.
Like
I can call
Korean
you-
Zombie.
Yeah, I can call you the Eagle.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There you go.
There you go. Boom. Next up, here we go. Caitlin Chukagan versus.
Actually, you said that right.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it.
Versus Jessica Andreal.
Not.
Andreal.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Andreal. Something.
Fair
Fight. Name.
Fair enough.
Insert name here.
I'm pretty sure it's Andrade, actually. Jessica Andrade.
Andrade. Oh, that makes
Like, is
sense.
it the one that's right behind you?
Yeah.
Yep, that's the one. That's her. That lady right there.
She was the champ until that Chinese lady destroyed her.
Oh, tore through that whole thing.
Oh, I just still hate her for dropping Rose Namajunas right on
That's
her
my,
head.
that's my
Rose
wife,
was
dude.
destroying that.
Rose was.
She was.
She was.
Just picking.
wait,
that
Rose-
fight.
Lighting her up.
Rose is on a 2-fight win streak or one?
She is.
Yeah, I know.
She's
I just don't
two
want to see her
fights.
fight Jang right now because I like her face too much.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think she could win.
What about the bullet? Wait, I gotta do these. The bullet versus Chang.
Shevchenko?
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
But that means one of them has to go up a weight class because I don't think Shevchenko.
Yeah, Shevchenko's 115. She's 125. I don't know. I don't like it.
So who
Chang's
you
already
got?
big.
I'm
gonna
gonna
go
go.
Andrade.
I'm gonna go with Andrade here. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Shakagian because Shakagian just destroyed Shevchenko's sister.
Yeah.
And Shakagian got destroyed by Shevchenko. But I think Shakagian looks really good right now. I think her last fight looked very
I'm
good.
going Andrade because I remember she has really, really big traps. And I feel like that's just going to make her win.
Oh,
She's on
She
those
she don't have
Mexican
she don't have
supplements.
traps. She just have 2 calf muscles on her neck.
She's injecting something in
She eats
there.
nothing but horse meat.
Alligator meat.
The
Like
grade
Alistair.
2 beaver tranquilizer. Damn you, Bernice.
And the horses were on steroids prior.
Right.
Next up, Cyril Gain versus Ante Dehila.
Good enough. This is a weird one.
Is it surreal, like SYRL?
Heavyweights. Yeah. What's that? Yeah.
Oh, then I got him. I've heard of him before. He used to fight in Glory as a kickboxer, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's 6-0. His opponent's much more experienced than him, 17-3. But the undefeated guy is the. That's so weird that he's such a strong favorite. It's an insane favorite.
I'm telling you right now, it's probably because it was Glory kickboxing, right?
Yeah, probably.
But I mean, I get what you're saying, but like his opponent is like 3 times his experience.
Well, it'd be like if Tyrone Spong came over to the UFC.
Yeah.
It's like
Or Jordan Burroughs.
yeah, like 2-0 as a pro against somebody like that. But you got to remember he's had 600 Thai fights and he's won almost all of them.
And that's how Israel was a little bit. Israel Adesanya.
Yeah.
Even Holly Holm was a favorite going into like.
She had 10 world titles in female boxing.
Yeah. So I'll go with Cyril as well. Cyril Gain.
Give it a TKM, baby.
Yeah. TKM.
All right. Brian Ortega, Korean Zombie.
T-City, baby.
I love both fighters so much. All right, Tanner will hate me, but I'm going with Korean Zombie.
I won't hate you. I actually have a terrible feeling about this pick because like it seems like the longer fights go on for Brian Ortega, the more he just doesn't want to be in there. And watching him fight Holloway, it's just like those last 2 rounds. I felt like he just kind of gave up on.
I'm gonna go with Brian Ortega as well, just because I like the guy too much. But
I think he's explosive, and I think he's like the better striker. He's probably better on the ground too. But I feel like when it comes to rounds 2, 3, 4, 5, Korean Zombie picks up the pace and he starts to kind of just fade. But I'm gonna go with him because I feel like he might get that first, second round finish.
Yeah. Ugh, that's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
They
man.
both have such impressive wins in the last like 5 fights. Mm-hmm. Except Yair Rodriguez in that weight class is going off. So is Zabit. That's such a stacked weight class.
That is a weight class, man. That's for sure.
Aren't Yair and Zabit fighting?
Zabit's fighting soon. I just don't remember who's fighting.
I thought it was Yair Rodriguez that he's fighting.
If it is, it's on.
Yeah, it's on that 27th card, isn't it?
It's on the Khabib card.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to go check.
Yep. But I'm looking over. I'm like, poor Volkanovski. He's got all these killers just waiting for him.
I would just retire. I'd retire right now. Yeah. I'd be like,
oh man, it's a nasty division. That's for sure.
Nasty.
Well, where are we at?
We got a pretty stacked card for Bellator too. Actually, not super. There's four on the main card for this next one.
It's a fairly, as far as Bellator goes, it's.
But as far as Bellator goes, yeah, it's pretty stacked up. So we got Saad Awad versus Mandel Nalo.
I got Sadawad.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's not a hard. TKM.
TKM.
He's just experienced.
I hear you there. What do we got? Ricky Banderas versus Leandro Higo.
Ricky, just because
this is a tough one.
He did that sweet chin music to Conor McGregor's training partner.
Oh, really?
Oh, do you remember that? Oh, it was here in Sioux Falls.
Mm-hmm.
On the
I remember.
Yep.
I don't know much about Higo, but I'm pretty. He has a more impressive record. Looks like he's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu style. Oh, I'll go with Higo.
Oh man, that gives me a split. Who do I go with? Let's go with Ricky. I'll go with Ricky.
How dare you leave me? Anyway,
that's okay.
Good choice.
That's okay. We're still friends.
We should probably watch these too. By the way.
We probably should. Yeah.
It's not pay-per-view, so I'm not working. We should all probably just watch.
Oh, this one's not?
No, this isn't pay-per-view.
This is actually a stacked Bellator card to not be pay-per-view.
I say
agree.
We split screen it.
We could, yeah, we could.
Put one UFC on, one Bellator on.
Yeah.
Going.
pizza right here.
Film some reactions. Here we go. So next up, Patricky Pitbull.
Oh.
Love me Pitbull, man. Jaleel Wills.
Really was not caring who you said he was fighting. I was going to go with Pitbull.
Yeah, Pitbull.
Me too.
TKM.
All right, main event. Chris Cyborg, Arlene Blencow.
This one is
Horribly lopsided.
Very much so. Very much so.
I don't have to say anything. You know who I want.
Yeah. This is one of the most lopsided fights Chris Cyborg's had in a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
That last fight where she dominated that Canadian girl was way less lopsided than the...
Than we thought it was going to be, yeah.
But-
She hung in there.
Yeah, she did hang in there. And, I might be putting the cart before the horse because what if this Australian girl just comes out swinging? But,
She's
yeah.
from Australia. I wonder if she trained in city kickboxing.
Maybe she drinks
Right.
Bailey's from a shoe.
I think Australia has cemented... I'm going to count New Zealand and Australia as one. I think that region has cemented themselves as the third best MMA country in the world. Because
I can buy, yeah.
Because you have United States and Brazil, who are going to be the top 2 spots for...
You're really missing out on the premier country that has fighters right now.
What's that?
Russia.
Oh, Russia.
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
Here's my thing about Russia.
They're really you look at ONE FC, Bellator, and UFC. There's Russians in on the top 10 of all of their rankings.
So that's true. And here's my thing about Russia in the UFC specifically. You have Khabib and Zabit. And
what's the new guy that just won 2 fights in 10 days?
Kazmat.
But he's from like Kazakhstan he's from kind of like
If
Russia.
I can't pronounce it, it's Russian.
Oh, man.
That's what I can pronounce.
That's true. It was a part.
I
think it was a part of Russia before the Soviet Union.
Wait a minute, isn't Khabib technically not from Russia? Isn't he from Dagestan?
I thought
Pakistan,
Is
yeah.
it in Russia?
Well, I guess if you want to count that whole area as Russia, then yeah, I guess.
Perfect. I'm throwing him on there too.
Just like I counted New Zealand as Australia.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
Fair enough.
all right, so between
Can't
those
have it
four,
both ways.
I guess between those 4 regions, you kind of know, like they're gonna win most of their fights. I guess, yeah. We should just one of these days we have to rate this.
All right.
We're forgetting one of the best fighters of all time, Fedor.
Fedor. Oh, true.
But he's still fighting and he sucks now.
Oh, no.
It
Oh,
hurts
yeah.
my heart. It hurts my heart.
He's going about 500 now because he just knocked out Rampage. Was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
But then he also got knocked out.
But then again,
With a
knocking
really
out.
weird punch that Bader threw. Didn't even look like a strong punch.
right.
He floored him.
Then again, I could probably. No offense, Rampage. I could probably knock you out right now.
Take it back.
You take him back.
Take it back right
Don't you
now.
put that energy out there in the
Take
world,
it
Mike.
back.
Don't you put that on
I
me.
know. I love Rampage. I just think it's almost time. It's almost time. Tanner's about to walk out.
I'm gonna change the subject.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Kyle.
Let's move on to some sports that require a little bit of aired up balls.
LeBron.
Let's not.
LeBron James. LeBron James.
LeBron James.
So the Los Angeles Lakers walk away with the championship. Congratulations. After an exciting series, the Lakers walked away with a win after, let's be honest, an unenthusiastic performance from Miami. Seems like they got it done for Kobe, so that's nice.
Well, and it's funny too because we tuned in towards the end and it was like, oh hey, it's halftime of the NFL game. Let's switch it over to some basketball. See what's going on. Oh, they're up by 30. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck is
Yeah,
going on
yeah,
here, dude?
pretty
Down by
much.
30. That's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter down by 30. It's like, well, congrats, LA.
Yeah.
They did come back though because what was it? They were down by like 11.
It was 106 or 103 to 93
Yeah. So
by the end of it. So I mean, they
that's-
still lost
tried,
by a
they
good
tried.
amount, but
It's probably because the Lakers started putting in like volunteers from the crowd. They didn't even go to bench warmers. They're just like anybody.
They kept
like,
LeBron in.
what crowd? I say LeBron was in the whole
They
time.
kept
we were
LeBron
watching.
in the whole time, man.
He deserves it. I mean, even if you hate LeBron,
Yeah.
he's talented.
Yeah.
He
Just wish he wouldn't stomp off the court when he loses like a big
right or flop half the time.
Yeah. Crying LeBron is my favorite.
I mean, I'll compliment him and insult him at the same time. Like he's a baby.
Like here, yeah, he's like, you can have respect for a guy and also know
Yeah.
his faults. You know, it doesn't make you any less of a fan.
I want to get another title, but I also want him to try another sport. I want to see how great of an athlete can be. I want to see him play like wide receiver or something.
Miami
Go over to
Dolphins.
football.
Miami Dolphins made him a jersey and said like, "We want you to be tight end for us."
See, I don't know how fast he really is compared to like NFL speed.
Right.
Well, tight ends aren't typically even that fast. That's why I think he'd be a good tight end instead of a
like
wide
6'8",
receiver.
260.
Yeah,
Depending on how fast he
because
is.
wide receiver you have to be really fast. I don't think he's as fast as those guys.
No. But
So he'd be a good
like Spider-Man. You can just throw within 10 feet of him and he'll grab it.
Well, that's what makes him a good tight end. Yeah.
True.
I've seen the longest yard. I know how basketball players.
I mean, Shaquille O'Neal would be a good tight end. He probably runs like a 10
You want
second
some speed? You know where to go.
You know where to go.
He runs a 20-second 40.
20-second 40.
One last little quick NFL story here. Like I said, we can't report on everything that happens every single week, but Tanner and, well, you guys played each other, I guess. You guys could probably.
Don't say it.
I was going to talk about Dak real quick, just because that was kind of the nasty story from.
Ain't God good.
Ain't God good.
So after a nasty injury report for the Cowboys, Dak Prescott leaves the field for the rest of the season due to a nasty ankle injury.
Compound fracture in his
Yes,
leg.
sir. Yes,
And,
sir.
I
Since
did
the
hear
injury.
successful surgery. So.
Yep, he's had a successful surgery and he's now in recovery, but he's not expected to return.
Oh, well, God is
crazy today. We were at Pizza Ranch eating and we were looking up the TV and I was like, "What is that disgusting thing on TV?" It looks like
You gotta hope that that's a cramp if you're a Cowboys fan.
look, it was like a leg, but it was purple and like the skin was like off in places. And I was like,
Oh man,
I'm like, gross. What is this? And they were like, "This is Alex Smith after he broke his leg." And I'm like, so Dak's gonna have to go through stuff like that. And I was like, that's gross. And I
Oh
feel
man,
bad.
oh man.
Yeah, that's
It's
terrible, dude.
you don't wish that on anybody, whether it's your opposing team or not, your least favorite team. You don't wish that on anybody,
No.
but
I don't wish it happened to him, but it did.
but it did, but it did. So, like I said, it's good to hear that he had a successful surgery.
Yes.
There's only been one player that I kind of wish would be a little bit injured. Terrell Suggs.
Sucks.
Love him.
But
Love him.
He jumped
But
over the Cardinals.
I
for
know
a
why.
bit, too.
I know that you love him, but like as a Steelers fan, he injured all of our
I just
people.
remember it like in I think it was Madden like 2008 or 2009. Like I was scrolling through like free agents to pick, and he was a free agent. And I looked at his picture, and his neck was wider than his head. And I was like, I want that dude. Like, this dude plays linebacker. He's got a neck bigger than his head. Let's do it.
What's his combine stats? His combine stats are neck bigger than head.
That's it.
With a 36-inch neck.
36-inch neck,
No other
32-inch
stats.
head.
Right? No other stats.
But he injured so many Steelers players, so I was like, oh, it was just frustrating.
Sucks.
Big Ben, he injured Big Ben a lot.
Big Ben injured himself a lot.
Yeah.
That's true.
By being big.
By
being big.
falling on himself while being 300 pounds.
Ben there, man. Ben
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Hurt my elbow. Hurt my little
Hurt
elbow.
my elbow.
Hurt my little elbow.
And we are praying for that to get better.
Hey, it's getting better slowly but surely. Boom! Look, I got a little Alvin Kamara elbow wrap on there.
I like it.
I still don't have much range of motion, though, unfortunately.
No,
Yeah.
as far.
Barely even that much.
Very nice.
Trust me, I've tried.
Have to go to stranger mode.
Is it? Do we have one more? Or is it Pokemon time?
No, I think it's Pokemon,
It's
time,
Pokemon time.
boys. Yes, sir. It is Pokemon time.
That's
So,
don't worry, I got us, boo.
Good. We're on a streak. Well, I'm the only one who broke the streak.
I was gonna say
we're on a 2-win
I've been on a
streak.
streak. I don't know what you're talking about.
All I know is Clefables aren't real. There's only Clefairies.
Clefablegate.
Clefable Gate.
All right, boys. Let's do Pokemon cards, so you know I'm not cheating. Let's do 1 through 30.
I'll go 11.
11 it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Do you shuffle it every time?
Yeah.
Okay. I was about to say, otherwise we could just memorize what we've been saying.
I got no cheat in my blood. No cheat in my blood.
He's gonna hear no, and I'm gonna be in here studying all the cards.
Yeah. Like,
He only has this many.
he let me look through the deck really quick.
He's never let me do that before. Next week.
Next
Well, not
week.
next week. I'll do it after this.
Well, the only reason I
don't know. Now there's 5 cards out of the deck, so.
The only reason I wanted to skim through them is to see like what generations we were dealing with. But he said it was nothing past
3.
3.
And there's very little 3. So.
Yeah.
All right, boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Do you shuffle it every time?
I was gonna say, we I've been on a streak. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
All right, boys. Start her off. What do we got?
Use your big question that you did.
Oh,
last
yeah.
week. Go do that.
So this one works out really well. Is it water, fire, electric, or ghost type?
Yes.
So now we have it between those four.
Hit him.
Is it water or fire?
No.
Okay, so that means it's electric or ghost.
Is it
I feel like
electric?
this question makes it so much more unfair.
Is it electric?
Yes.
See, and here's the thing.
Electric.
Now, you remember what we did last week?
Yeah.
We figured out every single electric Pokemon, so now we got to do gens, all right? Is it a Gen 1 Pokemon?
Yes.
Dude, we're going to get this in like under 10.
You are. You might get a good one.
Yeah.
Does it have a tail?
I'm going to say no.
Oh, I'm gonna say no.
Elaborate.
But you're gonna have...
That was a questionable no, good sir.
It's hard to explain.
Well, that means it's not a Pikachu.
No.
But
I would say no. No tail.
Okay.
You might get mad at me for it, but I'll say no tail. You might agree with me for it. That's 5.
no tail.
Does it fly?
Yes.
Or this goes back to the fly levitate thing. Does it fly or does it levitate?
Oh, we have to ask.
Yes or no?
Is it the levitating weird thingy?
No.
Okay, so it actually wait, an electric that actually flies. Wait a second.
Is it a legendary bird?
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Is it Zapdos?
Yeah. It is Zapdos. So that's the thing with the tail. It's got like that little poofy
It does,
thing on the
yeah.
butt, and I'm like,
That's
that's
what I
not a
was thinking, 'cause
tail.
I was thinking to myself, I was like, man.
So I'm like,
yeah, it's got more of like a peacock.
like, do you
thing
call it
going on.
like a feather, a
Yeah.
tail? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's where I'm kind of like, maybe they'll get mad at me. Boom. There they go. They got it.
Done.
Zapdos.
I think if we do it on under 20 seconds, it has. I don't know. There's no way to highlight.
Prize?
You could do another one.
No.
You want to do a second card?
I feel like we should just take that W and ride
Yeah,
with
we
it.
should probably just take it out.
Because
I
that
was
was
gonna say
good.
it's up to you. You got the
That
time.
was good.
This is like that horrible fight promoter who's like, "Oh, you won your fight in a 3-minute knockout, so we're just gonna get you another fight later on this card." And then I'm like, "You're a bad promoter."
I've done it.
Yeah, I'm like, "You're a bad promoter," but
Let me
I
just
I
draw.
was sitting
Let me
with a
just
promoter.
draw. Let me just
I did
draw
it-
a
I
card
did
from
it.
the middle here, and I'll give you a nod if you should do it or not.
No.
no.
No, don't do that.
I did it at Sturgis. I
Definitely
did it
not.
at Sturgis though, but they were both untrained people that were literally like at the Sturgis rally, just out of the crowd.
I had a fight, and I was like the second fight of the night, and I sat down with the promoter. We started taking yag bombs and stuff. He goes, "Oh, this dude just backed out. Go wrap your hands again." And I was like, "What?
What?
All right.
What did you just say to me?
So I went 1-1 that night, to say the least.
That's
nice,
not really fair.
nice
though.
round. Got her in what 6, 7 questions.
6.
Nice one, boys.
All right.
Well, if there's nothing else,
Yeah, that was a good one.
thanks for watching, guys. This is Velocity Entertainment. If you like the show, hearing us nerd out and gab about whatever it is, you can follow us on Facebook at Velocity Entertainment, YouTube at Velocity Entertainment 360. I always forget to save these to Twitch, but if you're watching live on Twitch, you're welcome to follow on Twitch. And then podcast services around the world. We also next day. So if you don't get a chance to listen to it live or see the video on YouTube, you can check it out on Spotify or Apple. Remember to tell your friends, like and share. The best place to support the show is patreon.com/Velocity Entertainment. That link will be in the bio. Once again, guys, we don't do this because we want to get rich or anything. We do it because we just like to nerd out and gab about
Not
stuff.
opposed to getting rich, though. Don't
Not opposed to getting rich. We need a new couch.
If Jeff Bezos is listening, not opposed. Bill Gates.
He's just gonna sign us over Amazon. You guys can own it now.
Yeah, sure.
We're like, that was easy.
We just need to move all of this to our yacht. Podcast on a boat.
Podcast on a boat.
One day.
Once again, I am Kyle Leonard alongside Tanner Else and Michael Otamendi. There is no show without the guys in front of me. So thanks for enjoying this as much as I do and gabbing about stuff with me. Remember, guys, Facebook, YouTube, Patreon.com. Thanks, guys, for listening. We love you.
Yeet.